Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the aftermath of UFC 304, where Belal Muhammad made a major splash by capturing the welterweight title. We'll break down his performance, discuss potential future matchups, and touch on some key UFC news. Let's get into it. At UFC 304, Belal Muhammad shocked the MMA world by defeating Leon Edwards to claim the welterweight championship. Leading up to the fight, many anticipated that Edwards' wrestling would prove too much for Muhammad, especially given Edwards' recent impressive showings against Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington. However, Muhammad displayed exceptional wrestling skills, taking Edwards down repeatedly throughout their bout. Although Edwards managed to reverse positions and get back up several times, Muhammad's relentless wrestling and effective top control made it clear he was dominating. By the end of the 5 rounds, Muhammad's unanimous decision victory was well-deserved, though it didn't go without some controversy. UFC President Dana White voiced his displeasure with the main event during the post-fight press conference, reflecting a sense of dissatisfaction with the bout. With Muhammad now holding the title, speculation about his next opponent is heating up. Given Edwards' performance and the clear nature of the victory, an immediate rematch seems unlikely. Moreover, Kamaru Usman, who recently lost twice, is not expected to be Muhammad's first title challenger. This opens the door for other contenders. Shavkat Rakhmonov is emerging as a potential opponent for Muhammad. Despite Ian Gary's vocal push for that fight, Rakhmonov, currently ranked number 5 and a rising star in the division, seems like a logical choice. Rakhmonov even tweeted his congratulations to Muhammad and expressed interest in being the next contender. Muhammad responded positively, affirming his willingness to fight the best and cement his legacy. In addition to the fight action, there's buzz about the future of the UFC's broadcasting deal. The current 7-year contract with ESPN, valued around $1.5 billion, is set to expire after 2025. Dana White recently discussed the possibility of the UFC partnering with multiple broadcasters in the future, following the model of the NBA and NFL. The UFC's new deal is expected to be substantial, potentially mirroring the NBA's recent $76 billion deal with Disney, ESPN, and Amazon. The big question is whether this increased revenue will lead to higher fighter purses and bonuses, or if it will mainly benefit the UFC's financial bottom line. Also at UFC 304, Paddy Pimblett delivered an impressive performance against Bobby Green. Pimblett, who had faced criticism for his previous fights, demonstrated his skills with a standout victory. He effectively used leg kicks to neutralize Green's offense and capitalized on a takedown attempt by Green to secure a guillotine choke, transitioning smoothly into a triangle choke. This win was particularly noteworthy as Green hadn't been submitted since 2009. Dana White rewarded Pimblett's performance with a $200,000 bonus. Pimblett has expressed interest in fighting Renato Moicano if Moicano defeats Benoit Saint-Denis at UFC Paris next month. If Saint-Denis wins, Pimblett might face him instead. Regardless, Pimblett is expected to enter the lightweight top. Looking ahead, Dana White has announced some key fights for UFC 306, scheduled for September 14th. The event will feature bantamweight champion Sean O'Malley defending his title against surging contender Merab Dvalishvili. Additionally, women's flyweight champion Alexa Grasso will face former champion Valentina Shevchenko for the 3rd time. Brian Ortega will also fight Diego Lopez, following the postponement of their bout from UFC 303. O'Malley expressed his excitement about headlining UFC 306 at the Sphere, emphasizing the unique and historic nature of the event. The anticipation for this card is high, although some fans were disappointed to see Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway not included. Holloway in particular voiced his frustration, feeling that the event should have featured a fight with significant Mexican representation on Mexican Independence Day. In other news, White expressed frustration over Canelo Alvarez's fight against Edgar Berlanga, which is scheduled for the same night as UFC 306. White felt that the fight, which will take place at MGM's T-Mobile Arena, was an intentional move to compete with the UFC event. Tom Aspinall made headlines with his impressive win over Curtis Blades at UFC 304. Aspinall's swift victory, achieved with a knockout, has set the stage for a potential fight against John Jones. Both fighters have been linked together, with many fans and analysts eager to see this matchup. Dana White confirmed that the winner of Aspinall versus Blades would face the winner of Jones versus Stipe Miocic. If Jones overcomes Miocic and doesn't retire, a fight between Jones and Aspinall seems highly likely. Aspinall even suggested a tournament format, proposing a 2-fight night to determine the ultimate heavyweight champion. Although White didn't seem thrilled about the idea, it reflects Aspinall's confidence and desire to prove himself against the best. Aside from UFC 306, the UFC has announced several new matchups for the coming months. The middleweight fight between Michel Pereira and Anthony Hernandez, originally scheduled for UFC 306, has been moved to headline an October 19th Fight Night card. Additionally, featherweight Jack Jenkins will now face Herbert Burns at UFC 305 in Sydney, Australia. UK MMA fans will also see Jordan Vettori make his UFC debut against Guram Kutateladze on August 3rd in Abu Dhabi. Vettori replaces Abdul Karim El Sadi, who withdrew due to injury. Another fight to look forward to is between Ehor Potieria and Cesar Almeida, scheduled for UFC 307 on October 5th in Salt Lake City, Utah. Following UFC 304, Belal Muhammad has faced backlash from some within the MMA community. Critics have questioned his physical condition, with some alleging that his improved performance might be attributed to steroid use. This kind of controversy is not uncommon in the sport, where accusations of performance-enhancing drug use often follow significant victories. Additionally, there was a notable altercation after the fight between Edwards and Muhammad, which added to the post-fight drama. Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev shared some sad news about his hand injury and the impact on his return, showing the ongoing challenges fighters face even after major victories. UFC 304 was a night of significant moments and impactful performances. Belal Muhammad's victory over Leon Edwards, Paddy Pimblett's exciting win against Bobby Green, and the announcement of key fights for UFC 306 all contributed to an eventful period in MMA.